Good morning. It's May 1st, 2020. I'm Pastor Rusty, and this is your daily inspo. Well, it's what a lot of people would call gloomy out here. The chair I'm sitting in is wet, so that's always fun, isn't it? But you know what? I like being out here. I like the damp. I like the cool. I love rainy days. I'm one of those, I guess, odd people, but I'll take odd. That works for me. And you know what I've been thinking about? All the people who see the videos and are a part of this new thing we're doing that a lot of people really seem to like. And I enjoy it. I feel like it's a ministry that God has just gifted me. We just dropped out of the sky. Technology is available to do this, and I have a decent understanding of how to network things and make them work. And so it's been really fun for me. But I realize a lot of people, this hasn't been a fun situation for them. But I've got my family around me, and I just want you to know I'm thankful. I'm thankful today that I'm blessed with a wonderful life. I hurt a little bit, and I've got issues. I've broke my neck twice and my back once, and several other things. I've got gout, and I've got reason to complain, I guess, except that my God has been so good to me that I have no reason to complain. I love the relationship that I have with Him, and I know that it's ever growing. I'm not finished by a long sight. And that kind of brings us to an interesting topic today. Jesus, going on in the Sermon on the Mount, said, when you fast. Well, fasting is kind of on its way back up today, but it has more to do with interval eating and weight loss and body control and inner chemistry and those kind of things. But the truth of the matter is, fasting is something that ancient religions have practiced for years and years and years. I mean, millennia, still practiced today. And like people are in Jesus' day. Now, you remember, he's dealing with their teaching, their teachers of the law, and the things that they have misrepresented. Well, fasting was one of those things that seemed to be misrepresented. People would fast, and then they would put on this outward show of piety, of distress, and they wouldn't wash, and they wouldn't take care of themselves. And people would say, what in the world's wrong with that person? Well, he's fasting or she's fasting, and that's why they look a mess, because fasting is so hard. But they're so pious that they're able to pull it off. Jesus said, don't do it that way. If you're fasting for a purpose of closeness with God, then keep it between you and God. Wash your face. Put oil on your head. Take care of yourself. Be gleeful. Be joyful. Don't be sullen and sunken and, oh, woe is me, I am so hungry, but, I'm so righteous. And a lot of times we like accolades, or we like acknowledgement. And you know what? We as humans need acknowledgement. We need for people to see us. So many people are just in the shadows of life. They're not seen. And it's really hard on the mental state of a person. But that's not what Jesus is approaching here. He's not saying that you don't need to be seen, because we do. We need to be seen. But when our purpose in our pious activities are to actually grow closer to the God of creation, then let's keep it between He and us. Let's go about our private walk with Him so that we can grow. And then we have a great effect on society around us. And then we learn to see people. We learn to see those that are missed by society, who are not acknowledged by society, because, it starts in grade school, probably starts in preschool. I didn't go to preschool, but probably starts in preschool with, the better shoes, the better backpacks and the better lunches. I have no idea, but I know there's always a pecking order. In the farmyard and in the schoolyard, there's a pecking order. There's a pecking order in the workplace. There's a pecking order in life. And one of the greatest ways for us to grow as a human being is to be connected to our Creator. And that's what fasting does. Fasting takes away for a momentary situation, whether it's a meal or a day or an extended period. We focus on, every time our stomach growls, we get a chance to focus on God. Replace your meals with prayer. Be learning Him, walking with Him, listening for His voice. And it says, your Father who sees you in secret will reward you. So fasting is not as so many people use today, a crowbar to make God move. A lot of times you don't hear about people fasting until they need God to move in a situation. So they start fasting and fasting and fasting, trying to use it like a crowbar to make God move on their behalf, on their plan. That's not how fasting works. Fasting is not a way to make God do something. First of all, if you can make God do anything, he's not God. We need bigger gods a lot of time. We need a picture of God, of who he actually is, high and lifted up, yet willing to commune with us, his creation. Fasting brings us closer in focus with him. It's good for us. Makes us better, I believe. But the truth of the matter is, don't do anything you do in religious purposes for others to see you. Do it to be closer to God. And this is something we can do today. Draw near to God. Look for those that are living in the shadows and acknowledge them. Just say, I see you. I know you're there, and I care for you. I'm Pastor Rusty. This is the day the Lord hath made. Rejoice and be glad in it. I'll talk to you tomorrow.